As my wife slammed her foot on the brakes, I saw our lives flash right before our eyes. Fear pulsated through my body. My first instinct was, are my grandchildren in the back seat going to be okay? After the impact of the crash and the commotion that took place in the ensuing seconds following, I turned my head around to check on my grandchildren. By God's grace, both grandchildren were unscathed. Both with confused looks on their faces, they asked, "Grandpa, is Nana all right?" My wife of 42 years and their grandma was not all right. She had just suffered a diabetic-related seizure, causing her to lose control of the driver's wheel, crashing into an innocent man on his motorcycle. Fortunately, he survived, but not without serious bodily damage, injuries that put him into a medically induced coma. You see, the memory of leaving our local county fair that day is engraved in my mind forever. My wife Susan and I had a day that dreams were made of. A warm summer day, bright blue skies with a perfect breeze. A full day with our beloved grandchildren, filled with rides, games, stuffed animals, and corn dogs. That day, though, quickly turned into a nightmare in a matter of seconds. Before that crash, my wife suffered from type 2 diabetes for just over 8 years, gaining over 51 pounds during this time. She was fatigued daily, and her overall health had diminished drastically. She suffered daily from the many side effects that come along with high blood sugar levels: high cholesterol, frequent urination, nerve pain, blurred vision, heart disease, high blood pressure, constant dehydration, to name a few. Her life was filled with daily finger pricks and expensive toxic meds, all putting her in a constant state of depression with no hope in sight that this could all end one day. It didn't help that her doctors kept telling her type 2 diabetes was not a reversible disease and that it could only be managed at best. Day after day, month after month, her health was quickly deteriorating. Some days it seemed as if we were counting down the days until her suffering would end. I refused to bear witness to my wife living like this, living a life with no optimism or hope. This never say die attitude of mine is what led me to discover a miraculous Hindu medical manuscript dating back to 600 BCE that saved my wife's life and restored her health back to its normal, healthy state. A medical manuscript written by the king of modern-day medicine and surgery, literature that's now the foundation for virtually all medicine and medical practices around the world today. Knowledge that's now used at the Harvard Center for Integration of Medicine and Innovative Technology, the School of Medicine at UCLA, and dozens of other prestigious medical and research institutions across the globe. His writings revealed what's now known as the 3 invisible enemies of type 2 diabetes. These medical writings that were overlooked and mistranslated for over 2,000 years. They gave my wife Susan the secret key to destroying the 3 invisible enemies of type 2 diabetes, leading to my wife reversing her type 2 diabetes, melting pounds of extra fat off her body, gaining back full control of her life and her health, all within 30 days. A long-lost, all-natural solution that's so simple and effective that no matter how severe your diabetes is, how long you've had it for, or what your family medical history is, it can be implemented into your daily routine in the comfort of your own home in a matter of seconds each day, enabling you to reverse your type 2 diabetes, taking back control of your health and life from the grips of diabetes, just like my wife Susan did. A solution that also will enable you to ditch the toxic prescription meds that corrupt Big Pharma loves feeding diabetics, saving you thousands of dollars of yearly medical expenses. This all-natural solution has now saved the lives of 76,367 people and counting from across the world. You too can start using this simple secret once you understand the truth about diabetes. So, you might be thinking this all sounds too good to be true, and rightfully so, but in the next few minutes, you're going to discover that everything you thought you knew about type 2 diabetes is wrong. You cannot control diabetes with medications or insulin, because they don't treat the root cause of type 2 diabetes. They only treat the symptoms. These prescription drugs and injections can actually make your diabetes even worse. increasing your chances of death. You'll also find out how my wife's near-death experience led us to discover the simple 5-second daily ritual, a ritual she used to eliminate the 3 invisible enemies of type 2 diabetes and also shed 46 pounds of weight off her body, rejuvenate her body from the inside out, giving her energy levels she hasn't felt since she was in her 20s. Giving her back the health and quality of life that she'd been missing ever since she was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic 8 years ago, freeing her from the shackles of type 2 diabetes. This same simple daily ritual that healed Rick S., age 61, from Florida, and he said, "I'd been taking meds for 6 years, metformin, insulin, you name it. Nothing was able to control my sugar levels. After following what I discovered in this presentation here, my blood sugar levels are consistently stable. I even enjoy sugary treats freely." Well, it also helped Nicole M., age 74, from Australia. She said, "This presentation changed my life. I'm very happy with the results. My blood sugar is stable, and I have more energy. I lost on average 4 pounds a week for the first 3 months using the product. It's great." Well, now let me introduce myself. I'm Dan Pullman, and I'm an office manager at a medical and research laboratory here in East Lansing, Michigan. So if you're wondering why I'm sharing the story of my wife Susan and her struggle with type 2 diabetes, it's because her trials and tribulations with the disease has now led us to helping and curing tens of thousands of other type 2 diabetics like yourself. And our goal is to keep going until we free the shackles of diabetes off every type 2 diabetic and pre-diabetic that's being affected by this unforgiving disease. When my wife finally came to consciousness, after she was taken to the hospital due to our horrific accident, she had a dazed and confused look in her eyes. As she stared up at the faces of our entire family and the doctor in the emergency room, she asked us, "What happened?" Unfortunately, I had, for the most part, nothing but bad news to tell her. I had to tell her that as we were leaving the county fair, making a left-hand turn onto Oak Street, she went into a diabetic seizure due to her blood sugar being a frightening 512 milligrams per deciliter. She lost control of the wheel and clipped an oncoming motorcyclist. Aside from that, the good news was myself and our grandchildren were all okay. And by the grace of God, the driver of the motorcycle, while suffering serious injuries at the time, went on to a full recovery. Not to my surprise, her facial expression went from confused to sad. She realized that the day her health completely failed her had finally arrived. Although saddened, she wasn't surprised this happened. You see, Susan was going on her 8th year since she was diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic. With each passing year, the disease's shackles took a tighter and tighter grip on her life, to the point where our life of retirement went from the dream we worked so hard for all our lives to her now being a prisoner of her high blood sugar levels. Susan and I met while attending the University of Georgia. We lived what some would say a normal life after graduating college. A typical middle-class suburban lifestyle. Spring days spent at the park watching our 2 boys in Little League baseball, summer barbecues on the lake, brisk fall nights watching our daughter play AYSO soccer. Our 3 beautiful children all went on to become parents themselves. We even had our annual family summer vacation to Florida. It's fair to say we did well for ourselves and our children. We were always thinking about our future and the future of our family. Our kids left the house and went off to college when we were both in our 50s. For us, this signaled that our retirement was right around the corner, and we were ecstatic. We were looking forward to it with so much optimism and excitement. But that all came to a crashing halt right after Susan's 58th birthday. On what was her routine yearly physical, the doctor told her those 5 fateful words: "You have type 2 diabetes." This came as a bit of a shock to both of us as we both lived healthy and normal lifestyles. We were never the most active and athletic couple, but we would go for walks around the neighborhood occasionally and play couples tennis together on the weekends. We had packed on some pounds throughout the years, as most do with age, but nothing that was worrying at any point. We would indulge in our nightly desserts and adult beverages, but nothing we ever expected would lead to type 2 diabetes in her life. For the first couple of years, Susan tried everything to control her erratic blood sugar levels. Strict fad diets like keto, paleo, Atkins. She even went vegan for a short period of time. She tried energy zapping workout programs that left her lifeless after she completed them. And of course, she tried all the doctor prescribed meds: metformin, insulin, Amaryl. You name it, she was prescribed it by her doctors. She followed every instruction her doctors gave her to the T. Sadly, nothing worked. Her blood sugar levels were still out of control, and the meds only gave her heartburn, stomach pains, bloating, burning nerve sensations, joint pain, and fatigue. She didn't handle this well. She began to question, why me? Why would my body fail me now when I had so much in life to look forward to? I personally hope this was a problem my wife Susan could overcome with some more hard work and dedication, and we would easily go on to happily living the blessed life God had already granted us. Soon, heading into retirement, moving into our dream home on the Gulf Coast of Southwest Florida, writing out our golden years under the sun in peace and harmony. But boy, was I wrong. Susan began living life with a victim's mentality. Frustration, anger, and resentment ruled her life. It began to take a huge toll on the emotional well-being, not only on her, but myself and the rest of our family. So much so that our grandkids were not visiting as much as before. What used to be the highlight of our weekends had now become a rare occurrence. So I asked my son Stan and daughter-in-law Rachel, why don't the kids want to come visit Grandma and Grandpa as much as before? They told me bluntly. The kids tell us Grandma always seems to complain every time they want to play with her, and she never has the energy to do anything with them. This I knew to be true as I saw it firsthand. Her doctor's solutions of feeding her pills, daily insulin injections, and restrictive bland diets never improved her condition. Unfortunately, our entire family's hope for Susan to live a healthy and happy life heading into retirement, it began to dwindle as well. Nothing was helping to improve her blood sugar levels. They kept getting worse. Her doctors told her, type 2 diabetes can only be controlled, and it's something you will have to live with for the rest of your life. Her hope and optimism lessened with each passing year. She felt helpless. Every day she was stressing about which foods to eat and which ones not to, and then feeling guilty afterwards if she enjoyed some donuts or chocolate chip cookies. With each passing year after being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, things kept getting worse and worse. More layers of fat being packed on her body, higher doses of insulin and metformin, aches and pains from her diabetic-related neuropathy, blurred vision, no energy. We were watching her health deteriorate right before our eyes. Medical bills were stacking up and starting to eat a hole into our retirement savings. No matter how much I tried to help and motivate her, she did nothing about it. She kept sinking into a deeper hole of depression and loss of hope. It literally all came to a crashing halt that day at the fair with our grandchildren. The doctor in the emergency room told Susan, "You should have died today. Your blood sugar levels reached 512 milligrams per deciliter. I've never seen anyone with blood sugar levels this high. You're lucky to be alive. If you don't start to take better care of your blood sugar levels, you might not be so lucky in the future." After her seizure, Susan spent a few days being monitored in the ER, and then she was discharged. Our entire family was excited to have her back home. We also realized there was a good chance something like this could happen again. On her way back home, Susan seemed defeated. She told me, "I'm sick of being a burden on the entire family. I'm embarrassed things have come to this point with my health, Dan." I told her, "Honey, I understand, but please don't give up hope. Our entire family loves you, and we'll do whatever it takes to help you get back your health and the life we all know you deserve." As we sat down for our first dinner back home, she looked me in the eyes with a look of determination. That I hadn't seen from her since she was first diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 8 years ago. And you know what she told me? She said, "Dan, I can't continue being a burden on our family. I can't continue struggling through life every day. We have so much more life to live happily together, and so many future plans. I will no longer let diabetes control me. I cannot go on living like this any longer. It's time for a change. This was music to my ears that shot a bolt of adrenaline and optimism through my entire body. I was ecstatic. I told her, honey, we will defeat this disease together. That's when I began my mission to find a lifelong natural solution to destroy type 2 diabetes. Yeah, we knew it was not going to be an easy battle, but we believed it was possible. After spending months on end researching online for a solution, I couldn't find anything new. The same old diets, low carb, low fat, keto, and paleo. The same old treatments, medications, injections, and pumps. I didn't let that discourage me, though. I continued my pursuit for a solution. Searching libraries all around our town for any literature and documents that could give us the breakthrough we were desperately in search of. I visited universities, doctors, you name it. I even spoke to other diabetics and holistic doctors looking for some type of remedy. Still nothing. After months in search of a solution with no success, I became discouraged, and I didn't know what else to do. I began to wonder if it was just a matter of time until something bad would happen to Susan again. Only this time, she'd wake up with a foot amputated, or even worse, not wake up at all. One of my last resorts was to speak to one of my coworkers, Dr. Matt Carter. He worked with me at the research lab I was an office manager at and was one of our head research formulators. He also happened to be one of my best friends at the office. I knew this was going to be a bit of a stretch, as all the medical laboratory scientists at my workplace were under strict NDAs. They were not allowed to discuss any of their past or ongoing research. In the 12-plus years I worked with him and the countless lunches and outings we had together, he'd never spoken about nor disclosed to me anything that went on behind closed doors in the research lab. Our conversations were always social in nature and never involved anything work-related. This, even despite his knowledge of the suffering and near-death experience Susan had. I knew I was going to have to demonstrate to him how desperate my wife and I were in order to obtain some sort of information that might help her restore her health and save her life. So, one chilly autumn day, Dr. Carter and I went to our traditional Thursday lunch break spot, Chili's. This lunch, though, ended up being different than all the other lunches we'd had together. I remember it as if it was yesterday. After the waitress completed our order, I told Matt, I know our company's policies with non-disclosure agreements. In the 12-plus years that we've been coworkers, I have never asked you about anything that goes on behind the scenes. This despite my wife's ongoing complications with type 2 diabetes. But today's different. I need to ask you a favor. Susan's suffering, and I fear that she's nearing her final days. Can you please share with me any insight or knowledge on what we can do to get her health back? Matt looked at me as if I should have known better. He said, Dan, you're one of my best friends, and I've known you for years, but I can't jeopardize my career by disclosing any company info, and you know this. I then pleaded with him and told him how desperate I was and that Susan's life was at stake. With a look of guilt on his face, he said, I'll do this for you once, and one time only, because I love you and Susan, and I know the suffering the two of you have been experiencing. I'm going to tell you a secret that your doctors and Big Pharma do not want you to know. Diabetes is a business, and a big one. It's a $50 billion industry annually in the U.S. alone. The only way this industry stays afloat and makes this kind of money is by managing type 2 diabetes in patients and never curing it. If we had a cure or an effective solution, Big Pharma would go out of business. Big Pharma does not want a cure or solution. In fact, on countless occasions, myself and other researchers proposed funding further research on studies that showed the potential of eradicating type 2 diabetes. Every time we proposed funding for this, it's either been ignored or I was told there was no budget available for it. As you know, Dan, Big Pharma funds and backs all the clinical research done at our lab. So all of our research is dictated by them, and it's all based on coming up with new synthetic drugs that are beneficial for their bottom line. that, quite frankly, never are meant to cure diabetes, only to maintain it to a level where diabetics have to keep coming back for more. And this is the same case for hundreds of other research labs across the country. Like most medical researchers, I'm just a spoke in the big wheel that's the big pharma industry. I do the research and tests that the big pharma bosses mandate and fund. Unfortunately, my hands are tied when it comes to doing anything beyond what they mandate me to do. But there's one giant piece of knowledge I will tell you. Info that should give you exactly what you're looking for. That knowledge comes from an ancient doctor by the name of Sushruta. We came across his writings and research in the lab over 2 decades ago. I had heard about his writings since I was in medical school. Most thought his writings were a thing of legends. For centuries, his writings were either lost or mistranslated. When they arrived in medical circles in the Western world, it flipped everything on its head, forcing us to reevaluate everything we thought we knew. The writings described what he called the three invisible enemies of high blood sugar levels. But once the corporate heads got wind of Sushruta's game-changing writings, they pulled the plug on all the proposed research we requested based on his writings. I believe they did so because within his writings were dozens of all-natural treatments for type 2 diabetes. One of the other things I'll tell you is, his writings in the Sushruta Samhita are the foundation for almost all the medical breakthroughs in modern medicine over the past 40 years. As a friend and someone I love, I'm going to give you the copies of the documents I have and help you with the clinical research and investigation of his writings. I was in shock. You mean to tell me Big Pharma has been hiding the truth on how to reverse type 2 diabetes and heal hundreds of millions of people across the globe? All in the name of money? The thought of this, it made me sick. I felt betrayed. I grew up and lived with the utmost trust in our doctors and our medical system. The thought that Dr. Carter and hundreds of other medical researchers are puppets for Big Pharma enraged me. The fact that I proudly worked in the medical industry almost my entire career now disgusted me, almost to the point that I wanted to quit my job at the research lab. I now began to realize that none of this is my wife Susan's fault, nor is it yours or any other type 2 diabetic. We've been lied to this entire time. My anger, though, was quickly overcome by joy and optimism, as there was now hope that we could save my wife's life. What Dr. Carter had given me access to could potentially be the solution I have been desperately searching for. It made sense that an ancient disease as old as diabetes can be defeated with ancient remedies that our ancestors used in the past, when diabetes was eliminated in humans much more effectively. So Dr. Carter and I went on a mission to discover what were the three invisible enemies of high blood sugar levels that Sushruta mentioned in his writings. We knew in order to save Susan's life along with millions of other type 2 diabetics, we needed to figure out how to attack all three of the invisible enemies at their root cause and eliminate them from the body for good. Right away, I could tell our work was cut out for us, as the amount of Sushruta writing was endless. His writings in relation to diabetes and other medicinal ailments in the Sushruta Samhita are some of the most thorough and important surviving ancient dissertations on medicine. In its surviving form, the complete 184 chapters in the Sushruta Samhita contains descriptions of 1,120 illnesses with treatments for each one, 700 medicinal plants with their application and usefulness, 64 preparations from mineral sources, and 57 preparations based on animal sources. It's considered the foundational basis of all modern medicine. Around the 5th century BC, he identified diabetes by using the term madhumeha, honey-like urine, becoming one of the first ever to do so. He pointed out not only the sweet taste of the urine in diabetics, but also its sticky feeling to the touch and its ability to attract the ants. He discovered that type 1 diabetes is due to genetic factors and type 2 primarily being due to lifestyle factors. Sushruta further found that diabetes affected the rich castes in his land more so than the others, and it was related to the excessive food. As you can see, there's a reason he's known as the father of medicine and the father of surgery. His abundant inventions and developments for surgical procedures garnered him that name. Sushruta practiced medicine in northern India in the region of modern-day Varanasi, Benares, near the banks of the Ganges River around 400 to 800 BC. His original literature remained preserved for many centuries only in his mother language, which prevented the spreading of his knowledge and findings to the rest of the world for centuries. Later, the original text was lost, then rediscovered in the 8th century AD, where it was translated into Arabic in AD 753 to 774. The first complete English translation was in 1907. Even then, the text was unknown in the West until the late 20th century, when the Bower manuscript exhibited it in the famous Oxford Museum. The Bower manuscript was named after Hamilton Bower, the English army officer who purchased the Sushruta Samhita in 1890 CE. Even before Sushruta Samhita writings were brought to the West in the Bower manuscript, British officials and soldiers in India had written home about the startling findings of Sushruta. Despite this, Sushruta's conclusions remained relatively unknown. They didn't receive international attention until recently. This is around the time Dr. Carter and other fellow U.S.-based doctors got their hands on the findings. Dr. Carter and I spent months living, breathing, and researching the ancient writings of Sushruta. Unfortunately, we couldn't completely put together what exactly were the three invisible enemies of high blood sugar levels, and more importantly, how to treat them. The English written copies also did not translate his writings and findings exactly how they were originally, making it more difficult to figure out. In addition, throughout the centuries, his writings were lost or left out as different versions moved their way throughout the globe. We did come across clues that led us to believe we were close to putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. But each time we thought we had it all put together, something was missing. There were several herbs, flowering plants, minerals, and spices that were consistently being mentioned in his writings as it relates to diabetes. So we started to put our research and energy in that direction. We knew it was going to be a tough feat to figure out which exact ingredients to use, in what combination, and exactly how much to use of each ingredient. Despite it being quite trivial, we took a shot at it. My wife at this point had nothing to lose. Her health was deteriorating with each passing day. It pained me to see her in this state, knowing that she was so desperate for a solution. We began testing various combinations of the super-powered ingredients from Sushruta's writings. Different blends and combinations of the all-natural spices, herbs, minerals, and ingredients, with hope that it would destroy the three invisible enemies of high blood sugar levels Sushruta wrote about. We gave the blended formula to my wife. The results were mixed. Some days she experienced stable blood sugar levels. Other days her blood sugar levels were erratic, jumping from 140 milligrams per deciliter to 190 milligrams per deciliter after meals. This, while not the remedy we were looking for, did have potential. We all remained with hope and God as we were making progress. This combination of ingredients, at the very least, was having a positive short-term effect on her blood sugar levels. Unfortunately, though, she had no consistent, long-lasting results. We had a sense as to which ingredients we needed, but without knowing what exactly the three invisible enemies of type 2 diabetes were, it was going to be very difficult to develop the exact formula that we needed. We knew this was a test against time. My Susan's health was withering away at each passing day. She was becoming immobile and could hardly walk up our stairs to go to bed at night without help. We knew we needed to get the perfect mix of ingredients, as it could be her last and final hope to taking back control of her health and stabilizing her blood glucose levels. We didn't give up hope. Then one day, I brought to Dr. Carter's attention a word I kept seeing in his writings. It was jigar. Jigar, in Hindu, means liver. This struck a chord with Dr. Carter, and he stared at me and pumped his fists in excitement. "I got it!" A shot of adrenaline pulsated through my body, seeing his reaction. What was it exactly that he got? With that clue, it led him to connect it to the two other invisible enemies of type 2 diabetes. We discovered that they are enemy number 1, overacting lipids that hijack the pancreas; enemy number 2, fatty liver; enemy number 3, low beta cell production. I'll give you more details on all three of these in a moment. A huge sense of relief overtook us as progress continued and the secrets within Sushruta's writing were starting to unfold. We had now achieved the first and one of the biggest steps in our research. Discovering the three invisible enemies of type 2 diabetes that Sushruta kept mentioning in his writings was huge. We now had to figure out how to fight off these three enemies in order to achieve healthy and stable blood sugar levels. So our research shifted back to finding what exactly were the all-natural ingredients in Sushruta writings that would do this. Dr. Carter discovered that there was one ingredient that stood out from the rest. We reshifted our focus and energy on that. As we began crafting what could be our last attempt at a formula to save my wife's life, more pieces of the puzzle began coming together. We began seeing a pattern. The most mentioned spices, herbs, exotic plants, minerals, and ingredients in his writings were all the prerequisites for most of all today's synthetic drugs doctors prescribe to patients. Ingredients that the prescription drugs you're fed never include because they're more expensive and affect Big Pharma's profits. Based on this, we believed this was exactly where our all-natural solution to attack the three invisible enemies of type 2 diabetes was. We had to give it one last shot to see what type of effectiveness it would have on my wife. She began her trial. The first day, we noticed a minimal drop in her blood sugar levels, but enough to give us some initial hope. After a few days, there was not that much of a difference from the first couple of days. We remained patient and optimistic. The good news was her levels were not as erratic as before. Then, as we entered her first full week taking our all-natural solution, she experienced a huge drop in her after-meal and fasting blood sugar levels. Her fasting was at 102 milligrams per deciliter, and her after-meal was at 155 milligrams per deciliter. It wasn't perfect, but she had not seen levels like this since she was first diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I could see a shift in her demeanor as improvement was starting to take place on a daily basis. But now for the tough part. We needed to know that these levels were sustainable for it to be the exact solution we needed to save her life and help millions of other type 2 diabetics. We needed to also make sure that even after a big bowl of pasta or burger and fries, that this solution would keep her blood sugar levels under control. As we entered the third week, her numbers began to continually drop and stay more and more stable. Then I remembered it like it was yesterday. It was a cool spring evening. After dinner, we were enjoying the sunset on our porch when she did another reading. As she turned to look at me and tell me the results, her mouth was wide open with a complete look of shock on her face. I asked, "Honey, what are you seeing?" She showed me her blood sugar reading monitor. It was at 135 milligrams per deciliter, and that was right after we shared a large Domino's pizza together. We couldn't believe it. We were ecstatic. We embraced each other with the biggest hug and tears of happiness for what felt like hours of pure and utter joy and excitement. As she continued with her all-natural solution, each passing day her energy levels were increasing. She was going for walks around our neighborhood. Layers of fat were melting off her body each passing week. Her entire body composition was transforming. By the end of the first month, she had lost 22 pounds. I was witnessing a miracle right before my eyes. She no longer was pricking her fingers after every meal. When she visited her doctor, he couldn't believe what he was seeing. He told her to keep up whatever she was doing because it was working. She was finally free from the grips of type 2 diabetes. She happily ditched her toxic, expensive meds that did nothing but give her bad side effects and discomfort. She was back to eating her favorite foods again without remorse or regret. Her vigor for life returned as if we were back in college together. Our sex life was better after being absent for years. Our dream of a happy and healthy retirement under the Florida sun was now closer to becoming a reality. She was now even taking our grandchildren to the park every weekend and playing with them as if she had the same youth and vigor that they had. She went from being a burden on the family to now the hero of the family. It was such a relief and joy for the entire family. When I reported all this back to Dr. Carter, he knew we had unlocked the secret key to what Sushruta had spoken about in his writings. He knew that we had found the perfect all-natural ingredients with the exact amounts of each one to execute the perfect job of destroying the 3 invisible enemies of high glucose levels. I'm sure if Sushruta were alive today, he'd have a huge smile on his face seeing what we had just discovered and accomplished. Knowing that his writings over 2,000 years later are still saving and improving lives. I'm also sure he'd be disgusted and in shock if he knew what today's modern doctors resort to when treating type 2 diabetes. Toxic pills synthesized and filled with chemicals, all being fed to patients at the first opportunity given. Pills that only control the disease, never providing a cure. The entire system is set up for diabetics to keep coming back for more and more. More sales of insulin, oral agents, injectables, insulin pumps, pricey test strips, and new glucose monitors, only fattening the pockets of big pharma executives. Dr. Carter and I realized that my wife Susan was only one person. In order to save more lives and rid others of the 3 invisible enemies of high blood sugar levels, we would need to run clinical trials on others as well. To do this, we began by contacting type 2 diabetics in our local community to be a part of our trials. We ran ads in local online classifieds. We were able to get hundreds of ecstatic volunteers to take part. It was to no surprise that so many other type 2 diabetics like my wife were so eager to free themselves from the chains of type 2 diabetes and the expensive meds, finger pricks, and hopeless solutions that come along with the disease. The trials with this group of type 2 diabetics and pre-diabetics were done with the industry gold standard. We ran double-blind studies on all our patients. Not to our surprise, everyone who followed our simple 5-second daily habit experienced stable blood sugar levels and burned weight off their body like Susan did. The average weight loss in our double-blind study was 31 pounds. We now knew we were ready to deliver our all-natural solution to the world. The truth about type 2 diabetes is healthy blood sugar is not luck of genetics. You don't have to eat salads, work out 2 hours a day, or have the metabolism of a 19-year-old to be able to eat what you want. Just see what a few people from our double-blind study had to say about their results. Sean F. from Madison, Wisconsin said, "I was diagnosed with diabetes in 2015. Diet, exercise, meds, etc. It just didn't seem to bring down my blood sugar. I saw this product. I thought I'd give it a try for 1 week, and I didn't think it would work. But to my surprise, my blood sugar decreased from 120 to 80 in the evening and 130 to 90 in the morning. I have more energy and I lost weight. I'm going on 3 weeks now, and I can't wait to tell my PCP and my endocrinologist about this." Tanya F. from Mobile, Alabama said, "My sister mentioned she had a diabetic friend at work that saw this website and it completely changed her health and her life. So I decided to give it a shot, and why not? Nothing else was working for me. By the end of the first month, I dropped 12 pounds and my A1C level was at 5.4. By the 3rd month, I was off all my meds. By the 6th month, I had lost 32 pounds. I was now able to eat freely without concern. If you suffer from type 2 diabetes for years like myself, don't wait like I did. Take advantage of it now." So, we did it! Dr. Carter and I created a done-for-you solution with the exact same formula and blend of ingredients that gave my wife Susan her health and life back. Our done-for-you remedy to date has now helped 76,367 type 2 diabetics across the world control their blood sugar levels, melt pounds of stubborn fat off their body, rejuvenate and revitalize energy levels, and most importantly, bring peace, health, and happiness to so many lives and families that are now no longer concerned with their blood sugar levels controlling their lives. So, you're probably wondering what exactly is the main ingredient that Sushruta kept mentioning that rids the body of the three invisible enemies of high blood sugar levels. It's white mulberry leaf. White mulberry leaf combats the three invisible enemies of high blood sugar levels right at its core. The first of the invisible enemies is the overactive lipids that hijack the pancreas. These lipids, when becoming overactive in your system, causes the body to go in defense mode. Those irritated cells then lead to inflammation and unbalanced blood sugar. That then hijacks the pancreas of functioning as it was meant to. Have you wondered why you experience so many aches and pains as a type 2 diabetic? Invisible enemy number one, these overactive lipids, is one of the biggest reasons. White mulberry leaf, with its healing properties, gives a natural balance of inflammation in your cells, which keeps your A1C levels in control and your pancreas healthy. According to a study published in the National Center for Biotechnology Information, white mulberry leaf lowers the activity of these certain proteins and lipids. It prevents inflammation in your body, and it helps control blood sugar levels. A scientific review published by the American Diabetes Association declared that studies have shown that ingestion of mulberry leaf produced significant reductions in blood glucose, increases and maintained a healthy balance in the pancreas. By stabilizing these overactive lipids and erratic sugar levels, white mulberry leaf delivers the combo needed to eradicate invisible enemy number one of type 2 diabetes. There's a reason Sushruta writings quoted this exotic flowering plant so many times. The turnkey solution it offers for healthy blood sugar levels was exactly what we were searching so long and hard for. Overactive lipids that hijack the pancreas, causing inflammation and high blood sugar levels, is only the first of the three invisible enemies. The second invisible enemy is the fat deposits that strangle your liver, aka fatty liver disease. Excess calories leads to excess fat in the liver. As a result, the liver responds poorly to insulin and the body produces too much glucose, causing high blood sugar levels. Now, at the same time, excess fat in the liver increases the normal process of export of fat to all tissues. In the pancreas, this excess fat causes the insulin-producing cells to fail. Thankfully, white mulberry, Sushruta's miracle gift to type 2 diabetes, also eliminates these fat buildups that lead to unhealthy blood sugar levels. Elsevier, one of the world's major providers of scientific, technical, and medical information, discovered that mulberry lowers body weight and prevents new fat deposits from forming. Another study published by United Graduate School of Agricultural Science, Tokyo University of Agriculture and Technology showed that white mulberry leaf contributed to healthy blood sugar and lower plasma lipids, fatty acids, the type of fat that loves to attach and suffocate your liver. As mentioned, the third invisible enemy of type 2 diabetes is low beta cell production. Beta cells' main function is to produce and secrete healthy levels of insulin, the hormone responsible for regulating levels of glucose in the blood. The big problem associated with type 2 diabetes is that it causes beta cells to stop functioning properly and eventually fading away. So, in order for these beta cells to function, they need to be activated again. That's where white mulberry leaf comes into play once again. BMC Complementary Medicine and Therapies discovered white mulberry leaf consumption maintains insulin levels and pancreatic beta cell mass by suppressing endoplasmic reticulum stress in type 2 diabetes mellitus. So, white mulberry leaf supports healthy blood sugar levels with a triple threat combo. By eliminating overactive lipids that hijack the pancreas, removing fat deposits on the liver, and increasing beta cell production, white mulberry leaf is the natural gift that keeps on giving. Its properties also include other benefits, such as supporting healthy blood pressure. Research done by the International Journal of Pharmacology showed that white mulberry leaf treatment supports healthy blood pressure and protects against blood pressure spikes. I'd like to call this finding a miracle, but it's not. That's because Sushruta's ancient writings laid this all out for us. It was a matter of uncovering his findings to serve the purpose it was meant to when it was written over 2,000 years ago. It also shockingly made me realize that my wife Susan and millions of other type 2 diabetics and pre-diabetics are trapped in an endless spinning wheel of what is modern-day medicine, a system that only provides handfuls of pills, machines for monitoring blood sugar levels, finger pricks, endless prescription refills, costly medical bills, while all along the key to healthy blood sugar levels has been hiding in plain sight for thousands of years. The science behind white mulberry leaf is astonishing. But remember, there are also several other ingredients in our all-natural solution, the same ones that Sushruta kept mentioning in his writings. We combine these exact ingredients with a precise blend in order to extinguish the three invisible enemies of type 2 diabetes as he described. The next ingredient from Sushruta writings is called bitter melon or bitter gourd, which is a tropical and subtropical vine of the family Cucurbitaceae. It supports your body's natural balance of insulin sensitivity and insulin resistance. A medical study published by Science Direct found that bitter melon increased cellular uptake of glucose and improved glucose tolerance. Bitter melon also supports a natural, healthy inflammatory state in your cells. And that's not all. Normal exercise activates AMPK in muscle, which in turn mediates the movement of glucose transporters to the cell surface. That's a very important step in the uptake of glucose from the circulation into tissues in the body. This is a major reason that exercise is recommended as part of a treatment program for someone with type 2 diabetes. The four compounds isolated in bitter melon perform a very similar action to that of exercise in that they activate AMPK, meaning that bitter melon has similar effects on the body that exercising has for type 2 diabetics. The third ingredient in Sushruta's diabetes-destroying compound is guggul, Commiphora whiteleyi. Guggul is a flowering plant in the family Burseraceae, which produces a fragrant resin called gugal or guggul that's used in Vedic medicine. Combined with bitter melon, it helps maintain your natural insulin sensitivity by breaking down carbs and sugars before completely entering the bloodstream. A study by Life Science Journal showed that guggul has natural fat-boosting properties. Research published by both the University of Michigan Medicine and University of Georgia concluded guggul is an effective bioactive molecule to suppress body weight, improve insulin, and lipid sensitivity, ultimately leading to regulating body weight. So, it is not only fighting against erratic blood sugar levels, it's also melting stubborn fat off your body, correcting your body's deficiencies by helping restore normal metabolic activity and making weight loss easier, bringing back the body you've longed and desired for. The combination of these three superpowered diabetes-destroying ingredients is exactly what Sushruta wrote about when he mentioned stabilizing the three invisible enemies of type 2 diabetes from the body. So, while some of these super ingredients can be found at local stores, getting it from the right source with the pure quality needed to have the true effects Sushruta intended for them to have is a bit harder to do and very expensive. That was not an option for myself and Dr. Carter, especially knowing that type 2 diabetics and pre-diabetics needed a done-for-you solution of the highest quality, one that has no guesswork, no sourcing problems, no cost concerns, and no quality issues. This all had to be accomplished in order to achieve maximum results with our product. So today, I'm proud to present to you Blood Sugar Blaster. It's a done-for-you natural proprietary blend of the three diabetes-busting powerful extracts and nutrients that eliminates the three invisible enemies of type 2 diabetes, plus 17 other added ingredients with a highly efficacious blend of herbs, nutrients, vitamins, and minerals to enhance the effects of the three main ingredients, putting your results in overdrive, all improving your insulin sensitivity, boosting your fat loss, and healing your body from the inside out. Blood Sugar Blaster is the purest and highest quality supplement you have ever taken. Dr. Carter and I formulated it with great care and precision to give the perfect ratio of 20 concentrated ingredients clinically proven for maximum absorption, all manufactured and produced in the USA, designed to give a high-potency, unique combination. Every step of the formulation was taken to ensure you get 100% natural proprietary blend of powerful natural nutrients and plant extracts. No dangerous stimulants or toxins. No tolerance forming. 100% plant-based capsule contents. Manufactured in the USA in a GMP and FDA-certified facility. Non-GMO in an easy-to-swallow capsule. Blood Sugar Blaster is clinically proven and specially designed for all stages of diabetes and prediabetes. Included are people who've tried everything they can think of to maintain healthy blood sugar levels but have yet to find a solution. Blood Sugar Blaster also comes with preventive properties, properties that will shield your body from ever experiencing high blood sugar levels. Remember that 1 out of every 10 people in the U.S. are diabetics. Even worse is 1 out of every 3 are pre-diabetics, and most don't even know it. So even if you're not currently suffering from erratic blood sugar levels, but you're worried you could be in the future, then Blood Sugar Blaster is for you. And it's all 100% proven guaranteed to work for you. Yeah, I know that might sound too good to be true, and that's understandable, because most new customers are skeptical in the beginning. But see for yourself why so many people are raving about Blood Sugar Blaster. John Q. from Columbus, Ohio said, "This is a super good product for lowering one's blood sugar. I've been a pre-diabetic for several years from time to time, but after using Blood Sugar Support Supplement, my numbers came in the normal range. So happy." Susan from Dallas, Texas said, "This stuff's amazing. I've only been using it a few days and already notice a drop in my blood sugar levels. I've been a diabetic for 12 years and just started using this, so to see this kind of improvement in a few days while having been a diabetic for 12 years, I say this stuff really works." Richard F. from Seattle, Washington said, "I was diagnosed with high blood sugar recently for the first time in my life. I'm 48 years old. Diabetes runs in my family. I never knew I would get it. Nevertheless, my doctor said it was at an all-time high 275 plus, and I need to be on meds. I rejected the doctor's offer and asked if he could give me a month to get it under control and get it rechecked. I ordered Blood Sugar Blaster and started taking it together with my diet. My doctor gave me the tester to check my blood level at home. After a week of taking it, 1 in the morning before breakfast and 1 in the afternoon before lunch, I would check it in the evening. Surprisingly, it was at 102, 105, and one time at 98. And after I eat dinner, it would go up to 120 to 128, depending on what and how much I eat. Fast forward a month later, I went back for my recheck, and it was normal. The doctor's advice, if I keep up with whatever I'm doing, healthy eating and exercise, I'll be fine. It really works. I'll be ordering another bottle soon. We are not #1 rated for customer satisfaction and results for no reason. We cut no corners with production of Blood Sugar Blaster. We use only the highest quality ingredients, all extracted by hand at natural and organically sustained locations across the country. Each batch is hand-measured to give you the precise amount of diabetes-busting ingredients exactly the way Sushruta intended it to be. Now, of course, you could source all these ingredients on your own. Most are available in stores or online. But then you'll have to worry about the quality of the sources, exact measures, and combinations of ingredients. Not to mention the cost, which will be a lot more expensive than our done-for-you solution if you were to buy each individual ingredient on its own. Here's how it works. You take 2 Blood Sugar Blaster capsules a day, 1 in the morning and 1 before bed. Sounds simple enough, right? That's because it is. For 5 extra seconds of your time every day, you can live a diabetes-free life forever, due to us sourcing only the precise amount of the finest ingredients with maximum purity and potency for optimal body absorption. Producing this unique blend of diabetes-banishing nutrients is costly and causes us to have strict limits on the amounts we can produce. We're only able to produce 4 batches of Blood Sugar Blaster a year, but so you can kickstart your road to recovery, I'm going to give you access to Blood Sugar Blaster today. Our customers with the most long-term results choose either the 3 or 6 bottle option. 3 bottles to guarantee your high blood sugar levels are gone for years to come, or our most popular 6 bottles, which will kick your recovery into high gear, eliminating the 3 invisible enemies of unhealthy blood sugar levels, locking in and protecting your results for life, melting excess fat from your body for good, flushing away years of high glucose damage forever, and reversing the clock on all prior damage. There's one thing I must warn you about, though. The cost to concentrate these plant extracts, herbs, and minerals into a single daily capsule was costly, but our goal is to make it as affordable as possible and available to everyone. I'm happy to tell you that right on this page today only, I'll also give our steepest discount possible. The discounted pricing options are only available to first-time customers like yourself. Blood Sugar Blaster is normally $99 a bottle, and even at that price, it's a bargain. As humans, we can't put a price tag on our health and family, as we have nothing without the two. We don't want to let a price tag get in the way of you taking back your health. To make it even easier on you, we're offering you a limited-time exclusive discount, but it's only available on this page. I ask that you act now, as I'm not sure how long it'll be until the big pharma tycoons catch wind of the website and do everything in their power to take it down. Dr. Carter and myself made it our mission to help as many type 2 diabetics as possible with our inexpensive, done-for-you, groundbreaking, all-natural solution. So, despite going against the recommended price other medical experts and colleagues said we should charge for Blood Sugar Blaster, you won't pay $99 per bottle, or even $79. Your total investment today is just $69 per bottle. That's $30 off the regular price. Now, this discount does not stop there. If you take action today and select 6 bottles of Blood Sugar Blaster, I'll give it to you for $49 per bottle with no strings attached. That's right. That's $49 a month, just a little over $1.50 a day for a 6-month supply of Blood Sugar Blaster, less than one night out at the movies. Now, to take advantage of this one-time opportunity, simply choose the option you prefer below, and we'll ship it out immediately to your front door. You're just days away from experiencing the incredible benefits that only Blood Sugar Blaster can provide. Important. Due to demand, we have a hard time keeping product in stock. If you love Blood Sugar Blaster, and I'm sure you will, you might have to wait a long time to get your next order. That's why I'm recommending you buying in bulk and saving big. Due to the high demand, shipping may take 5 to 8 days. Now look, I understand that you might be skeptical that an all-natural solution can control your blood sugar levels, burn stubborn fat off your body, and restore your overall health. I mean, after all, you've been lied to by your doctors and Big Pharma your entire life. So we're so excited for you to try this amazing solution. We're going to offer you the opportunity to try Blood Sugar Blaster for 180 days, risk-free. Yeah, if you don't love Blood Sugar Blaster, we'll give you every dollar back as a 100% full refund, even if the container is completely empty. No questions asked. Just let us know within 180 days. But it does not stop there. On top of all of that, if you order today, I'll include for you these health-boosting free bonuses. Free bonus number 1 is the Complete Blood Sugar Protocol, normally $47, but yours free when you order now. When you invest in Blood Sugar Blaster today, as an added bonus for you, I'll include the Complete Blood Sugar Protocol. Bulletproof and protect your new blood sugar levels forever with the Complete Blood Sugar Protocol book. There's no margin for error when it comes to your health. The info and knowledge you'll get in this protocol, combined with the results you'll get from taking Blood Sugar Blaster, will ensure you'll get the blueprint and step-by-step action plan needed to manage, control, and begin supporting your blood sugar naturally with healing foods, tricks, and tips. This number 1 rated protocol for customer satisfaction will give you the head start you need to manage your blood sugar levels from the very first day. It's an all-in-one guide that, when combined with Blood Sugar Blaster, will make stabilizing your blood sugar levels and living a long, healthy, happy life simpler than you could have ever imagined. I can't tell you how many people that are now part of the Blood Sugar Blaster family rant and rave about how helpful this book is. It'll give you tips and tricks that you never knew could make such a big change towards your health. Oh, and that's not all that's included. Free bonus number 2. Rapid weight loss, the keys to body transformation. That's normally $37, but yours free when you order now. As you know, exercise plays a big role in your blood sugar health, as well as your overall health and wellness. That's why I'm also including Rapid Weight Loss, the Keys to Body Transformation. This easy-to-read book will give you tips and tricks on how to get in the best shape of your life. You'll be shocked at how basic and easy these exercises are. Simple things that you can do every day that will shed pounds off your body and transform your physique into a fit and healthy one in a matter of no time. This done-for-you book, when combined with Blood Sugar Blaster, is like rocket fuel for you on your road to your healthier and happier life. The advice in this book isn't some sort of quick fix to drop pounds, only to gain it all back a month or two later. The information in this book is for permanent, long-term weight loss. 98% of people who followed the simple advice given in this book reported an increase in energy levels, boosted confidence, along with an extra 2 pounds of weekly weight loss while using Blood Sugar Blaster. Just a few of the health hacks you'll get in your book are sleep and recovery tricks, correct hydration levels to maintain daily for weight loss, ways to better understand food labels to better understand what you're putting into your body, plus much, much more. In a matter of no time, you'll have the body you deserve. I ask that you act right now before it's too late, almost like it was for my wife Susan. So today, right now on this page, you have 2 options. Option number 1 is to do exactly as the mainstream healthcare system wants you to do. Just carry on taking your meds and injections and continuing on that slippery slope, never providing you a fix or solution to your health, only controlling your ailments at best. With this path, you'll never be freed of drugs and never cured of your diabetes. Because that's not what the system is designed to do. Instead, the system is designed to manage your diabetes, never fix it, in order for you to keep moving along the conveyor belt set up by the corporate drug companies and the medical establishment. You'll continue to have diabetes, and your health will continue to get worse as you spend more and more money every month on medications, missing out on family outings, events, and vacations. Instead, you can choose option number 2. It's the best option, it's the smart option, and it's the option that can save your life. And that option is to invest a minuscule amount of money into the Blood Sugar Blaster formula today. Just think about the thousands of dollars you'll save each year being able to ditch your expensive meds and injections for good. Just think of how much easier and more enjoyable your life will become. No more blood sugar monitoring, test strips, insulin injections. No more having to deny yourself the food you love. No more blood sugar spikes after eating your favorite food. No more feelings of stress and hopelessness. No more fear of body parts being amputated. No more fear of having your life cut short. No more added stress for your family. No more sleepless nights. No more missing out on family outings because you can't keep up. Put our product to the test completely risk-free and change your life. Thanks to Blood Sugar Blaster, my wife Susan and thousands of others now have none of that in their lives. If not for yourself, do it for the people in your life. Be there to share special moments like graduations and weddings with them. Don't let diabetes rob you from a single minute with those you love. In fact, here's what a recent customer, Juan Ramirez from Mexico City, shared with me the other day. Since I began taking Blood Sugar Blaster 3 months ago, I've been able to keep my blood sugar levels nice and healthy. It works better than I ever imagined. I'm now saving hundreds of dollars monthly by no longer having to take the same meds that my doctor kept prescribing me for years. Thanks again. And Susan Matthias from Kansas City, Missouri said, "Wow," is all I can say. I was skeptical to try Blood Sugar Blaster at first, I had tried all sorts of other supplements and nothing worked, but after hearing about Dan and Dr. Carter's discovery, it all made sense. I thought since I had been a diabetic for over 30 years, my results would take a while. But boy, was I wrong. Within the first month, my post-meal levels were at 120 milligrams per deciliter, and that was with ice cream for dessert. To say Blood Sugar Blaster has changed my life would be an understatement. I'm so thankful I found this presentation. I believe it truly saved my life. I am so happy to say that to date, we have now helped 76,367 people fix their health, lose weight, and control their blood sugar levels. That's 76,367 people I now consider as part of the Blood Sugar Blaster family. This is not just another multivitamin, but a unique formula designed to very specifically target the root cause of the three invisible enemies of type 2 diabetes, organ health, and nutritional deficiencies that are nearly impossible to correct with diet alone. Take action right now, as this might be your last chance to get your order of Blood Sugar Blaster. Try Blood Sugar Blaster 100% risk-free right now. So what are you waiting for? Click to have your bottles rush delivered to your door for no cost and experience the life-changing benefits yourself. Due to demand, we have a hard time keeping product in stock. If you love Blood Sugar Blaster, and I'm sure you will, you might have to wait a long time to get your next order. That's why we recommend buying in bulk and saving big. Remember, you can always return it for a full refund if you don't absolutely love it. Due to high demand, shipping may take 5 to 8 days. This is only being offered on this page, so take advantage. Blood Sugar Blaster is not sold in stores or on any other websites. The only place you can get this breakthrough formula is right here on this page today. So let's recap on what you'll get with your purchase of Blood Sugar Blaster. A done-for-you, no-nonsense, all-natural solution that attacks the three invisible enemies of type 2 diabetes right at their core. Over 50% off, free shipping, 180-day risk-free money-back guarantee, plus your rapid weight loss and complete blood sugar solution bonus books free of charge. You've got nothing to lose. Try Blood Sugar Blaster risk-free. Just ask for your money back within 180 days of trying it if you're not happy. Even if you use the entire container, we'll refund every penny. Still not convinced? See what these satisfied Blood Sugar Blaster customers had to say. Russ W. said, "I've been taking this for 4 to 5 months now and have been able to control my sugar levels without pharmaceutical medications. I can even enjoy sugary treats from time to time. If my sugar goes up or I know I'll be going to a birthday party, I can take extra pills." Pat M. said, "Very happy with the results. My blood sugar is stable and I have more energy. Product is great. Looked up helpful vitamins and minerals and started buying them separately, but found this product and all were included." Now, if you've come this far, I get a sense that you're smart enough to take advantage of this one-time offer today. With Blood Sugar Blaster, you're not getting a dangerous drug with frustrating long-term damage. You're not getting a cheap supplement that's failed you in the past that you can find at your local grocery store. You're not getting a solution that delivers a short-term fix, or any nonsense like that. Blood Sugar Blaster is manufactured in the USA at a GMP and FDA-certified facility in non-GMO, easy-to-swallow capsules. The regular price of Blood Sugar Blaster is usually $99 a bottle. Even at that price, it's a true bargain, knowing that Blood Sugar Blaster will restore and rejuvenate your body from the inside out, giving you the blood sugar levels and body you deserve. So today only, you'll get the absolute steepest discount possible, exclusively right here on this page. Still here? Well, let me answer some common questions that people sometimes have before starting with Blood Sugar Blaster. Is it safe? Are there any side effects? Yes. Blood Sugar Blaster has been taken by thousands of folks with no reported side effects. It contains only all natural ingredients. Where is Blood Sugar Blaster manufactured? It's manufactured in the USA with an FDA-approved facility under the strictest of standards and under clean, sterile conditions. The facility is GMP certified, which is a very tough and meticulous standard for good manufacturers. This ensures only the purest, most quality product is produced. Can I get it somewhere else online or at GNC? No, Blood Sugar Blaster is only available online and is not found in any stores. If Blood Sugar Blaster was sold in stores, it would have to be $200 per bottle to allow for retail profits. Because we only sell direct to consumer, you're able to get Blood Sugar Blaster at a significant savings. What will I get with my purchase? You'll get the #1 rated all-natural blood sugar stabilizing product out there. A product that was formulated with the precise ingredients and effectiveness that Sushruta laid out in his illustrious ancient writings. Plus your 2 award-winning free bonus books, The Complete Blood Sugar Protocol and Rapid Weight Loss, the Key to Body Transformation. Does Blood Sugar Blaster really work? Yes, it's scientifically proven. Not only have we performed our double-blind tests and research, but Blood Sugar Blaster is also backed by research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, the Metabolic Research Group VA Medical Center of the University of Kentucky, University of California, Los Angeles, and dozens of other top scientific resources. And if you scroll back up, you'll see plenty of peer-reviewed scientific research and testimonials from several of our best reviews. Why hasn't my doctor told me about this? Your doctor is probably a great person. But the thing is, this information is cutting edge and isn't even being taught in med schools yet. On top of that, your doctor is probably busy working with patients on a day-to-day basis. Thus, they probably aren't aware this even exists. How long will it be available for? We can't guarantee how long Blood Sugar Blaster will be in stock for. Due to sourcing only the finest and purest diabetes-busting ingredients, we can only manufacture Blood Sugar Blaster 4 times a year. Blood Sugar Blaster is the only product that's been scientifically proven to stabilize blood sugar levels permanently. So, we ask that you act right now in order to get your order of Blood Sugar Blaster in before supplies run out. Will it work for me? Blood Sugar Blaster will work for anyone, no matter their age, gender, or genetics. So far, we've found that it doesn't matter if diabetes has been running in your family for generations, if you're newly diagnosed, or if you've struggled with diabetes for years. The catch is, it only works when you stick to the easy-made solution. What if it doesn't work for me? Blood Sugar Blaster comes with a 180-day, 100% money-back guarantee. Now, this means that if you buy it today, you can try it for a full 6 months without risking a penny. So, in the rare case you aren't satisfied with it, just simply email us or call us, and I'll give you back every single penny. No questions asked. Okay, I'm excited. How can I get started? To join, just click the Add to Cart button below. Click that button and you'll be taken to our full encrypted order form. It only takes about 60 seconds to enter your information, and as soon as you're finished, your order will be processed immediately. Are there any monthly charges? No, there are no monthly charges. So, are you ready to change your life forever? Simply select which discounted option you want below and click on the yellow Add to Order button. It's as simple as that.